Isang Pilipinong kakaibang estilo kung lumaban ay pinagmukhang mahina ang boksingerong 2 taon ng kampiyon ng WBA.
Take a round or two to get a very good opponent. Look at that! Oh, and a big sweeping left hand! And now a flurry here at the end. Oh, big shot!
Isa sa umaaninong boksingero sa kasikatan ni Manny Pacquiao ay ang tubong San Jose, Mindoro Occidental na si Adrian Francisco, o mas kilala sa alias na Gintong Kamao. At dahil sa kakaiba nitong estilo kung lumaban, ay mabilis itong nakilala sa mga Latinong panatiko. Matapos wasakin sa round 2 ang Indong si Sarel Pabanyaw sa isang matinding dukot sa bodega, ay napalaban ulit ito sa isang dekalibreng boksingero ng bansang Panama na alaga ng boxing legend na si Roberto Duran. Ito ay si Roberto Vasquez na naging kampiyon na ng WBA sa loob ng 2 taon na may kartadang 27 wins at 3 talo. At habang si Kabayan ay bagamat isang undefeated na boksingero, ay hindi ito kilala ng mga Amerikanong komentator sa laban dahil sa punto lang daw na ito nila narinig ang pangalang Adrian Francisco. Si Kabayan ay may kartadang 17 wins, walang talo na may 1 tabla. At ang labang ito ay ginanap dito lang sa Pilipinas na isang 12 round na bakbakan sa super flyweight division na ginulat ni Kabayan ang mga Amerikanong komentator sa laban dahil sa kakaiba nitong estilo kung lumaban at pinagmukha lang mahina ang isang world-rated na boksingero.
Step up for Adrian Francisco.
Vasquez in the silver trunks.
Here to Roberto Duran. I mean, he is the most popular boxer right now.
Weight champion and light flyweight champion. Won that time was the flyweight where he lost for some 7 months later. So it was a short chip. He held flyweight championship.
Yesterday at the weigh-in, he had a little trouble getting to the 115. And it took him 2 hours to take off the weight, and he was Carlos Gonzalez last night.
But that's just about it. Quezon City when he KO'd the Indonesian. But outside of the Philippines, unknown, only 20. That equals the ace. So is undefeated at this time with 13. They call him Gitang Kamao, Golden Fists, the Philippines. And as my esteemed colleague said, certainly the biggest fight as he goes up against a well-skilled and a former chair. You mentioned about the weight problem and making weight.
15. He lost his first fight to the very talented and world-rated Hugo Cassette.
Acknowledged a flying left hand by Francisco as we are approaching the end of the opening round. Oh, and a nice flurry. Decision to the #1. That was held in Panama City earlier this year. So I think a lot of these world championship fighters, few and far in between fighting, it might take a round or two to get his boxing feet back on, and a nice left hand by Francisco stuns the former world champ. Rounds 1 and 2, it seems.
Francisco fighting in the Philippines. This is the big.
He isn't ready for a boxer of. Says yeah, he acknowledged this is even himself. They say this is a nice left hand right that's blocked by Vasquez, but this is his time. He says off balance, being off balance by Francisco as he goes flying into the rope.
Yeah, very unorthodox stocks, even so much to the point where he correct. You know, so he's very relaxed.
Normally fine in the fight game. He's a college graduate, went to San Sebastian in commerce. Well, it's just not in the Philippines. I would say all around the world.
He reminds me of like Hasim Hamed. You know, just throws punches from all.
And that has brought this partisan.
Francisco's feeling it.
Less than 10 left to go here in the 2nd round. As Gilio Cousins, who have trained the notables of the likes of champion Roberto Vasquez, says we are now.
This is a bit of a crossroads fight. This weight of 115, and again we talked about the motivational problems. Does he? To be a world champ, he carry whatever power and speed he had last.
Well, you know, Ted, we were talking before this bout about the pressure, perhaps, on the shoulders, you know, the pride and the pride of boxing in his native country of Panama.
Well, the press is very hard on him in Panama, the most popular sport in Panama along with baseball. Keen interest in it, and if he doesn't win this fight, he's definitely expected to beat Francisco. Panamanians.
For some reason, the unorthodox and able to figure him out just yet. Like him.
Great counterpunch from Francisco.
Oh, straight left mark.
This is a little bit of Louis Pacquiao here. Espinosa was slick and could come at you from all angles and actually had pretty decent power.
Straight left scores by Francisco. I would think that boxers at this weight class would be, and I just haven't seen if this guy was in the...
So even his manager, Carlos Gonzalez, speed. Obviously, that's going to affect your speed.
Vasquez at number 6 in the WBA. So that ranking says
15 pound, junior bantam, and he lost that fight. So,
or the Spider came out in the Spider Man. Oddly enough, even though he's called Spider, as Francisco has him up against the ropes now.
Body by Francisco. Really doesn't have an answer right now. I'm surprised because Francisco keeping his hands kind of low. You see him drop that left. Keeps that left hand.
That's one of those things he's really afraid of spiders. Of his bigger agree with you. You know, Francisco just unorthodox.
Well, that
changes levels.
Ball, that right hand is close to the down. Maybe he's been tagged a few times. Considering that, loose yet. Seems to be a little bit sluggish.
Time since his last fight back in March of 2009. Wild swing by Francisco. Oh, and tags him there with the left. Particular fight was Adrian Francisco just
in ahead by 2
due for the career of Adrian
over the world, and it makes you a very good opponent. Look at that.
Oh, and a big sweeping left hand and from left field.
And he's out of it right now. He doesn't know where he is.
And a big left hand and a right as Adrian Francisco is beginning target practice. And Vope.
He's got no answer. Vasquez has nothing.
Kampion. Francisco, the bombardier of his own plane, opening up the payload and loading and dropping the bomb. Vasquez does not know where he is.
Vasquez, Francisco is just...
He has taken a ton of shots and still
came out. He gets all the credit here. He came out totally extra ready for this fight.
Boy, look at... Like ducks in a... Go is taking full advantage.
Not at all. He never got out of the mud. He's been stuck, Vasquez. So unorthodox.
Punch in mixed martial arts.
You got to love Francisco.
With the straight left.
What's amazing is that
these two fighters on different paths. Convergence is right here.
Because his manager last night that this is a crossroads fight for his fight. Up where Roberto Duran has left off and just getting handed to him by Adrian Francisco of the Philippines.
Nobody, you know, in the boxing world, begging, has been asking, has been pleading to get someone of quality, of someone of name. Bigger name at this weight, you know, than a Roberto Vasquez.
Well, already come here, you will see him division, you know, at the 115 division.
For Vasquez, you know, that's in Spanish by our counterpunch parts just in Panama by him about, you know, a performance like this.
Let's go. So they were expecting that and totally dominate this fight. Very impressive. Yeah, he throws the punch. He's looking off to the side. Doesn't have the pop and the sting in any of his punches.
So as we start round the world champion in silver, at least here in the Philippines, Adrian Francisco, eating some punches.
Between rounds, when a close-up of Roberto Vasquez, you could see that is may not even want to really be here. He didn't look very
bragging fashion that, I mean, they went out each, but adding on 22 pounds
right now.
Fight after putting on 22 pounds against this fast hand Filipino. Cisco.
I'm just amazed
Great
at Francisco.
Oh. The former world champion starts to cover up. Oh, that right hand got in there.
You better believe punch got in there.
We talked about his eating habits. Vasquez needs to go on a diet, and he's getting a steady diet of left and right hands. To the head. To the body. Wow. You know, Vasquez just stood there.
But once again, he's got no answer. And look, you would have to think that Isco, whose hands are down below, I've seen that, except maybe Nasim Hamed. Cisco's cockiness, you know, that's how you're going to succeed.
A smorgasbord. His face out there, and
I don't think we've seen. And it's not the junior title that they have up for grabs. It's the opponent that he now. This is and the way he's vision.
Now he stood him up and almost put.
He's just going to try to.
You know, it's really sad to see Vasquez and all of his accomplishments side of his career and get him excited and beat the Roberto. Both Panamanian, that's where it ends.
The footwork that we heard about. Where's the body?
And letting this kid, like, you know, play, just throwing that out there. You with
he worked too hard. He had trouble sauna after the weigh-in, and he spent over an bring out whatever water was sauna. A recipe for health and physical fitness.
It's like Francisco was winding up for another
Nasim Hamed.
With other type opponents. I mean, Roberto Vasquez has seen better there in the defense, you know, do in other worthy opponents.
Well,
I think you pointed, and Roberto Vasquez just doesn't throw a punch.
Hand down, and then he hits him with the left.
He's just not making a mockery, you know, of the whole thing.
Truly gifted athlete is Francisco.
Yes, early, quickly. Nice roundhouse right, another right.
Point on a very fine and great
performance. Did you see that uppercut?
Ray Leonard here. This looks wobbly.
I hope he has his hunting license because it is open season. The score.
You are definitely going to see management took a risk to face a guy of this caliber.
Mexico in the house today, sitting ringside, and oh, a nice overhand left. And now a flurry here at the end. Oh, big shot!
Sa kabuuan ay parang pinaglaruan ng Kabayan ang panamyang kalaban na hindi nito mawari kung saan nanggaling ang suntok ng Pinoy. At matapos ulit itong bumagsak sa round 10, ay napagdesisyonan na ng corner ni Vasquez na sumuko na sa laban. Maski gusto pa nitong ipagpatuloy ang laban.
He could face at this point in his career